Give me.
Actually, it's probably better that we do this in the
Wait, he
showdown.
said no, 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 no. Just like
You
a
want to
cooldown
do it
said
in the
no, no, no.
showdown?
Boy, what the fuck is your name on Discord?
It's your watch. You have to add
My
an
name is
H.
the
You have to add an
boy.
H.
Why is it not popping up?
Where?
You have to add an H to your watch. You have to add an H to your watch. Like
I
after the
didn't.
W.
He goes by Bleach Targe and Soul Server, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that might be why. Because they renamed me.
You renamed yourself.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Why would I do that? So.
You saw me.
I think I also mind hacks Priest. I talked shit about his JJK waifu, and now I think he blocked me.
Yo, did I spell showdown wrong?
Yo, why can I still not at the boy? What the
Why
fuck?
does he have a freaking
Right.
red?
I'm in. Well, I'll type and then in showdown, correct?
I showed up.
No.
Oh, where?
I'm doing it in here.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
here?
just. Oh, I'll type in there.
Fuck it, we'll just do it in here.
You should be able to see me.
I don't
Here,
know.
let me see.
I'll do it. I'll do it because I also have the right spelling for your watch.
Yo, make sure you don't put J-Rock. Make sure you put Booty Boat Warrior in the YouTube video.
I got you.
Oh my god.
You hear me, boy?
Yeah.
Make sure you put Booty Boat Warrior.
Yeah,
I'm going by that now.
Booty butt warrior. All right, bro. I got you. I gotta go.
So when I lose, they don't. So they don't know it's me.
Let me see here.
And when you win, they also won't know it's you.
Let's see here.
I want to hear you say it out loud, boy. Let me hear you say my
Booty
name.
butt warrior.
Thank you.
Say my name. Yo, I can't act the boy. What the fuck?
I know, bro. Here, look. I'ma just fuck it.
You
Look,
can't add him. Why?
look. It's there. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, bet. Is everybody recording?
Wait, let me just freaking hold on.
I'm gonna use my phone.
Yo, this is the longest setup I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck.
Actually,
Niggas can't
I'm
even
gonna
act
mute
the boy.
myself.
Alright. Just to make sure, well, the debate, the judge will be me and Soul, unless anyone feels competent enough to judge.
I mean, there's nobody else here.
Oh,
So.
alright, but
If any, no, you know what? We don't even have to judge it. We could just leave the recording and shit.
Okay.
And then, boy, we can judge it by whoever we want.
Okay.
Cause I low key hate judgments in the middle of the debate.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let me know when everybody's recording and shit.
Super Spot!
I'm ready. You guys can go now.
Boy, you're recording. You got it.
Yeah.
All right, bet. You want to go first, or
Sure, I can go.
because
first.
mine low key takes time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can just start off by saying that.
Hold on. Let's use Wait, what channel is not being used right now? Here, look. I'm gonna make a scans. Hold on.
Alright, but yeah, I was just about to do
Okay.
that.
Look. All right. Put it in scans.
Oh yeah, user scan server.
I just made one just now.
Oh yeah, I see.
Like in the chat.
Well, you have to give me 1 second because I wasn't prepared to do this, so I don't even have a set win count.
All right. So you want me to go first then?
Yeah. Well, before you go first, I'll just say none of your hacks will work on U-Haul. But now you can go.
All right. Hold on. So, have you even watched Avatar before I even get to this?
No.
All right, bet. Because I was gonna say are you aware? But all right.
Oh, shit, I'm mute.
All right. Can you hop in scans real quick? I'll give you a
Yeah.
timestamp and everything because it's a
Okay.
video. It's 2 minutes and 9 seconds. It's basically just Face Dealer Co. Saying that Sui and La are yin and yang and a whole bunch of other shit. But yin and yang is the only important part.
Okay, so you're trying to get trans duality out of it?
Yeah, multiple layers, but this is just one.
Multiple layers? Right,
Yeah.
I'll watch the. What's the timestamp again?
209.
Okay.
Let me get supporting.
That nigga's so fucking creepy.
An eternal dance. They balance each other, push and pull, life and death, good and evil, yin and yang.
The koi fish! I must be going now.
We'll meet again.
Let me not even do multiple layers. Right, I will go one by one, so it's not confusing.
What do you mean? How can I find them and protect them?
You've
Damn,
already
was it that long, boy?
actually.
No, it's not. I'm trying to get the context.
La, your moon and
Oh, you want me to tell you the context? I can tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is right after the no, this is before Aang had got to the what's it called? The North Pole, whatever the fuck, whichever one. And she needed to figure out what the two spirits were, the Tui and La, the two fish. So he went to the spirit world to meet with a spirit who's like known for knowledge and has like lived for like thousands of years, and he can't like express like facial expressions and shit. So he has to like stay still the whole time and like ask him questions, and then he asks him who Tui and La are basically, and then he says, "Yo, they're yin and yang, moon and ocean, push and pull." You get it? It's an information dump in a sense, if you understand.
Okay, yeah, and the reason he's telling, so he's saying this because he asks. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, you can continue.
Okay. All right, and then hold on. Whew. This woman, she has to do with identity, but don't worry about that right now. We're just going by transduality because I don't want to confuse you.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let me know when you see that. It should be the bottom left where she says, "I'm the mother of faces." Let me know when you see that.
I am the mother of faces. Through me, separateness came into the.
That's all you need to know.
world,
You don't need
through
to
me came
just
identity.
that she brought separateness into the world. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, and then hold on. What the?
Between the spirits and the humans, I am a generous spirit.
All right, and then here's another one. Actually, yeah, here we go. It should be like the top of it. It's basically saying that Rava and Vatu were supposed to be the embodiments of like a yin and yang, like that's what they were going for narratively.
Visualizing two of the most ancient spirits in the world is no easy task, but as soon as we started talking about the spirits of light and dark in the Winter's room, Brian sketched two kite-like spirits on index cards. It took longer to figure out their names. You wanted a pair of names that alluded to yin and yang, the Taoist philosophy of
You don't need to read past that point, just the yin and yang point, bro.
Well, I just want to read the whole thing. But opposing
cool.
forces, after looking at some of their names and tossing ideas around Brian and Rava. Okay.
Okay. And then I love you, boy, but like I really do. But I'm not watching the whole series over again to find where they're called the Almighty Spirits. If you could just please trust me, because I don't want to go look for that right now. I
I'll take
promise
your
you they're
word
called
for
the
it.
Almighty Spirits.
I'll take
Okay.
your word for it.
Alright, and then he does that. Kuzan does. Let's give him a second.
Alright.
Yo, boy, like, I was not trying to watch the whole fucking show again. I'm sorry. Like, fuck me.
That's it. I did not know what that was.
Because it's like, where they stated like the most boring part of the fucking show. But anyway, as Kuzan finds it.
So as of right now, you've stated that Rava has Rava and Vatu.
No, she transcend. Hold on, because I'm not done. That's why I don't want you to jump.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then by my definition, I already got the definition of Almighty. People like to like use like the third definition, very great or enormous, and I didn't know if you were going to contend it, so I'm just going to talk about it now. I would not think the third definition would go into account with the context of which this is stated, because these are called the Almighty Spirits, and they determine the fate of the entire like world of the Avatar world, and like they're the darkness and light spirits, and they determine like what's gonna happen for the next 50,000 fucking years and shit. So being very great or like powerful and enormous wouldn't make any sense if they're literally like the gods of their world. Now I'm not saying that they're omnipotent or like the first title. I'm just saying that these are like Almighty would mean like God of like their own race, including the spirits, which mean they would be above the other spirits I just displayed, which transcend transduality by itself. So this is just multiple layers in the transduality, if you understand. Or should I say it again?
So you can just like retell me, like, can you like type your scaling out?
All right, cool. All right.
Just make it easier to consume. What is this?
Yo, the boy.
Yeah, what's up?
If me and you were to ever debate, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm never typing my scaling out. I feel like that'd be worse for you.
Oh, he just asked me to formalize my shitty argument, basically.
I don't know. Coffee won't type out his scaling. God forbid.
Nope, because
Look, go look at it.
Hold on.
You see,
Fish.
it's like fish,
faces.
mother faces, then Rava.
Okay, so you didn't present scaling for the mother of faces being above the fish.
Oh, because she's been around before them, like she's been existing, like she's like a how do I say it? Let me not say like because she's existing before him, the fishes. It's like how would I say it? It would go into like in a kind of a next point, but through her brought identity, so the fish couldn't exist before her. You get what I'm saying? Because she brought identity.
Okay, so
that's why I say like she's older than them. That's why it would matter low key because she brought identity. So without identity, they wouldn't exist. You get it?
Oh, okay. So you're saying that because of her, they exist, and you're saying
so she would scale above that.
And you're saying that those two fish together are
their transduality within itself. They're the concept of transduality.
They're yin and yang.
So then it goes like the fish transduality. Then she goes above them. She's transduality in herself, and then Ravus goes above all of this because she's the god of these spirits. You get it?
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, and then do you what's it called? Like, do you fuck with what's it called? Copy the Battle Wiki.
The Superpower Wiki.
The Superpower Wiki.
Superpower Wiki.
Yeah.
That depends.
If y'all want, like, I'll explain context to it if y'all want.
I wouldn't. I'll allow you to say your context, but I won't tell you I'll agree with it.
Okay. Alright, fine. So essentially, right, the Superpower Wiki just basically adds more and more context to what abilities can and cannot grant you, such as, let's say, a character would have paradox manipulation, right? It would give you the properties of what paradox manipulation would come with, such as paradox manipulation would give you stuff like reality warping or just like causality manipulation. It just shows you what comes with the ability.
I mean, I won't say like I'll inherently agree with that, but like you can go into your scaling, J-Rock, about like.
Okay. And then if let's just say theoretically you agree with the fucking website, but I'm new at this. Give me a second, bro. Yin and Yang, or oh my god, transduality, like Yin and Yang powers. They can give you an ability called Omni Counter, and Omni Counter. Hold on, let me send you the link. It is what it sounds like, basically. I don't think I have to describe you fucking Omni Counter is more. It's in the fucking name. You understand, right?
Okay, we have applications, Yin and Yang manipulation. Okay.
This is just one part of my like many scaling, but this is just one part, and then we can move on to you. Hold on, where the fuck did I put scans? Where's scans?
It's over here, nigga. The fuck? Right here.
Oh, you moved it. Oh, why the fuck are you moving shit?
Because there's a whole section.
Okay, and then that's basically just like the end of like my first part of scaling. We can move on to you now. I hope you gathered your shit.
Yeah, I understand what you're like trying to say. But anyway, I'll just like give my like contentions with like whatever like I have here first. So you said that being above yin and yang will give you like yin and yang manipulation. Like, why would that be?
Wait, I'm sorry. That kind of flew past me. Say that?
Yeah, so you said that this character Rava would have
transcends it by like 3 layers.
Transcends yin and yang. and because they transcend.
She's yin and yang, but I want you to know too. She's yin and yang herself. By the statement I showed you, where it says, "Oh, here I'll read it. We wanted names that alluded to yin and yang, being Rava and Ratu. That's what they're meant to be.
Okay.
Like she transcends yin and yang and is yin and yang herself. If you that sounds really weird, but yes. So she already has yin and yang powers, but transcends like yin and yang already by like 2, 3, like whatever the fuck layers I did. You get it?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay. So, oh yeah, by the way, actually, I'll just start with my first. I'll just start from your first like statement on, I guess. So, you first were talking about how the koi fish or their representation of yin and yang. Now, the way the dude was describing it, or at least the way like I saw it, he described it really weird because he was like, they push and pull on each other. He never really stated that, or at least the way that I perceived it, he never stated it like, hey, they are the yin and yang of the entire. Like,
Did you not? You didn't listen to the whole clip, boy. He says yin and yang.
Yeah, I understand he's saying yin and yang, but how do I put this? Like, I could make an argument that like the way that Naruto and Sasuke push and pull on each other would be a representation of yin and yang, but that wouldn't inherently mean that Naruto and Sasuke would be yin and yang as far as like how the whole verse is concerned. It seemed to me like the way he was explaining it, it was more of him representing how the relationship between the two koi fish is analogous to the relationship between yin and yang, because he was like, they push and pull on each other like light and darkness, like good and bad, like yin and yang. And so it seems more or less like he's just giving examples of how they act to each other. And
I understand what you're saying.
So and like just add on to that, the fact that he started off with good and with light and dark and good and bad and stuff like this, it seems like he's just trying to give examples of like what the relationship is like. So I don't know if that would prove that they would be the yin and yang of the entire verse. And more evidence for that would be that if you're trying to say these people represent yin and yang, and then you say, but this person also represents yin and yang, and then I propose another interpretation that this original yin and yang you presented isn't actually the yin and yang of the verse, but more or less just a take on their relationship, that would directly play into your other scaling that, sure, that one person can be yin and yang, but doesn't inherently mean that this other one is too. And my argument almost helps that.
Okay. Are you good?
Yeah.
Alright, so when he says push and pull, light and dark, my interpretation, well, I'm not going to be corny, but I would say it's an equal interpretation of what I'm about to say, because you're saying as if he's describing the relation of what yin and yang would be by saying push and pull and light and dark, but my interpretation of that would be the many names that they have. They are push and pull because one, they are the ocean and moon spirit. They are light and dark because they are light and dark fish, and they are yin and yang because they are the representations of yin and yang. They are just I wouldn't say multiple concepts, but they have multiple names to them, but they would still be abiding by the concept of yin and yang. He's just describing them in more context, not saying that this is like something that's similar to yin and yang. It's just they have many names to them, but they are still yin and yang, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. So if he is going into this like rambling like mess about like what they could possibly represent, I would actually, because you said, well, because he gives multiple examples. On one example he talks about the moon and the sea, and another example he talks about yin and yang. Why can't it just be that like they would just apply to the moon and the sea? That I could give you that they represent two concepts, I suppose, but I wouldn't have any reason to give you that they would represent like yin and yang. Or maybe
so you're asking me like, my bad. You're asking me like for concrete evidence that they would represent yin and yang more than ocean and moon?
Not necessarily more than ocean and moon, but it just seems like this guy is just giving a lot of, because how do I put this? Like you presented me two spirits. And these spirits obviously go back and forth at each other. And these spirits don't really like each other. And this guy's talking...
No. They like each other. No, you're mistaken. They circle around each other. It's not that they're literally like pushing and pulling each other. It's just like like in the show, like it's two fish and they just circle each other. Not that they don't like each other. It's not that.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's cool. So these spirits, basically, that a relationship that these two spirits have, seem to be something almost analogous to yin and yang in a sense, because he gives multiple. Well, I want to say, I'll use the word almost. So I would have to ask you, what would be the difference?
Hold on. Go look in scans real quick. That's what they do. It's not a. I just want to make context of it.
Okay, yeah, I see. So, I would like have to ask you, like, what would be the difference between me saying the relationship I have to school is like yin and yang, and this, and the claim about, or the statement about them being like yin and yang? What would be the difference? Because obviously, I'm not the actual representation of yin and yang, but I could make an analogy to say that I'm like the representation of yin and yang with me in a school. So, like, what would be the difference?
So the difference is, well, for one, I still think he's talking about yin and yang, and two, I gotta find the scene. Kuzan, do you have the scene where Aang like envisions them as yin and yang in the Avatar spirit, like when he's in the Avatar mode? I'll look for it because you're aware who Aang is, right?
Yeah, he's the Avatar, obviously.
Yeah, and he's like has like the strongest connection to the spirits, and he literally like sees them in his like Avatar mode, whatever the fuck, as yin and yang. I gotta find it. Hold on. It would just support more.
Is it this scene
It's
that
in
you
the
sent
scene.
in
It's in the scene. It's in the scene.
It's in the scene I sent.
Yeah. Kuzan said it's in the scene.
Is it that GIF?
No, not the gift. Not that one though. When whatchamacallit? Remember when you sent him talking to the mother? Is it that one?
No, it's a Ko. You talking about Ko?
Yes, the gift. Oh, you're saying it's in that one moment when it's in the gift?
Oh fuck! All right, I gotta find it. Can you give me a minute? I gotta find it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Yo, the boy, you're so fucking hot.
yeah, I'm shooting up your school.
What? I don't even go to school. Nigga's gonna shoot at my Zoom class.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, I'll take your word for it that like Aang envisioned it like that, like, but like that doesn't really necessarily.
No, not he envisions it. He interprets them as.
Yeah,
like he himself sees them as yin and yang.
Okay, that's cool. I guess. I mean, that doesn't really necessarily.
It would be more supporting evidence that they are yin and yang.
Yeah, but that's not really well, I guess in a sense it would be attacking my argument, but like in reality, how I see my argument, it wouldn't be attacking, because at the end of the day, what my argument is that I have a different interpretation of what's happening, and my interpretation is backed up by your own scaling, where we have contradictions where it states that one character is a representation of yin and yang, and then you present me some scaling where another character, so we have one statement from the literal authors of the series saying that this character is the representation of yin and yang. Then we have another scaling where you give me I don't want to say vague because you don't think it's vague, but I'll say I believe a very vague statement about how these two spirits, the way they interact with each other, are comparable to yin and yang. And I'm saying that them being comparable to yin and yang would, in my interpretation, back up my argument, because if that statement is only referring to their relationship, it would provide evidence as to why this other character can actually be the real representation of yin and yang. Otherwise, we would have a contradiction here. So I'm using your own scaling as evidence to back up my interpretation. So that's what my argument is here.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that, just so I can get it right, that there would be a contradiction within my scaling because there's multiple spirits that represent yin and
yang? In a sense, yeah. I won't say like that's exactly what's happening, but like in a sense, that's what I'm saying.
So my counter argument to that would be, why can in this verse multiple spirits represent yin and yang? There's nothing to say that they could not. There could just be multiple spirits who are the concept of yin and yang. There's nothing to say that they couldn't be. That's why there's so many spirits that's represented.
Wait, give me
Lava
one-
and
give me-
Batu
give
do.
me- give me
This
one
Mother of
second.
Faces do, and the fish do. There's no reason why
Wait.
multiple spirits can represent it.
Wait, you didn't say the mother of faces representing yin yang. You just said the mother of faces scales above the fish. That's what
I said she with her she brought in separateness.
She brung in separateness.
Yeah.
Wait, but was that
Well,
another scaling for you? I thought you said like 100. Like
Honestly, it really doesn't matter as long as she does it. As long as they transcend transduality multiple layers, it really doesn't matter, boy. So you could ignore Mother of Faces. I don't really care.
I'm talking. Yeah, because are you saying the Mother of Faces
Mhm.
is the representation of yin and yang as well? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm saying that
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't matter. Like if you don't want her to be, then it doesn't matter. But like,
Okay,
like,
okay, so then I guess she won't be the representation of yin and yang. That's cool.
And like it doesn't matter to my scaling. Like that's why. But you can keep going.
Yeah, okay, wait, give me a second. I'm rereading your statement from the author. Visualizing two of the most ancient spirits in the world is no easy task, but as soon as we start talking about the spirits of light and dark, Writer's Room, Brian Sietz 2, blah, 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 Kite, yeah, two kite-like spirits, took longer to figure out their names. We wanted a pair of names that alluded to yin and yang,
We both know nothing about our verses, so this is kind of equal.
but opposing forces, the complementary of opposing forces. After looking at some, we settled. And this page of the opposite concepts designed. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I guess if you want, well, actually, I mean, okay, cool. I have no contention to there being like multiple representations of yin and yang.
Alright, so then honestly, I wanted to get my transduality scaling out of the way, and then you could go with yours now.
Okay, so we still have a little bit more to like.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you said that they would be how many layers into what exactly?
Wait, hold on. I said three.
3 layers into transduality.
Yeah.
How are you 3 layers into transduality?
Oh wait, no, I counted it wrong. My bad too.
Okay, even then, how are you 2 layers into transduality?
Because fuck me. When they you can hear me? Because my Wi-Fi's
Yeah.
acting up. All right. One, because if my fish scaling goes, that sounds weird as fuck. My fish scaling, and either so you saw the statement where the Robin Batu, they're yin and yang themselves.
Yeah.
So either that one can go in, or the Mother of Faces. Either way, that would be 2.
Okay, that's not what I mean. Like, so like, you've already told me why can't multiple people represent transduality? I said yin and yang.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, now I get it. It's because Rava and Batu are the strongest spirits, so they transcend these other spirits.
Okay, well, transcend by definition is very vague because me just
that's why I use the second one.
Yeah. Okay, so which
definition.
Where's your second? You never sent definitions of trans.
In Almighty.
Oh,
I said they're all almighty spirits. Yeah.
Oh, almighty. But you're arguing.
It would be better for the second definition.
Yeah, but you're arguing 2 layers into transduality here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you're going. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so you said you have no issue with 2 spirits being the representation of yin and yang. I agree. I said, cool. They can both be the representation of yin and yang. Now, that would mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that neither of their yin and yangs would inherently be stronger than another version unless proven otherwise.
Oh, okay. And I said that. You just didn't remember. Hold on. So, the Mother of Faces this is why I didn't want to talk about the identity part, but it's important. So, she with her brought in identity. So she would have to inherently be above them because they wouldn't be able to exist without identity. That's why her transduality scales above the fishes.
Wait, say that one more time.
All right, so she's a representation of identity. She brought identity into the world. Without identity, nobody can exist. Obviously, that's no brainer. So without her, the fish cannot exist. Her transduality would naturally be above them because they're bound by her, in a sense. Would you understand?
So I'll say that they're bound by identity. That's cool.
So they cannot exist without her. So her trans duality is above theirs. Because it naturally is on like a whole different plane of existence than them.
Okay, so I can wait. What is this? I am the mother of faces. Through me, separation came into the world. Through me came identity. The one became many. By the way, like I
She
don't.
even says, "Hold on."
Uh huh.
She puts a little bit of her into everybody, but that's not important.
Okay, so like whenever I first brought up why she would be trans, the reference like why when I first brought up why is she trans duality, like you just and then like I said and then you're like, oh well she doesn't have to be if you don't want her to be, and then I said like okay like so like can you like give an argument why she's like why she's the representation of trans duality? Because from what I'm reading here is that she says I am the mother of faces. Through me separation came. Through the world through me identity came. The one became many. It seems as if she's saying that like she just took one like at the beginning there was only one identity and then slowly she started slicing that into halves and halving the halves and halving the halves until great like there until there was a bunch of different identities. None of that tells me that you know that gives her inherently like that. Nothing of that telling me that like that's trans duality. That is what I'm saying.
No, okay, boy. I'm saying. She is the concept of trans duality too because she brought separateness. That's trans duality.
What? No. Okay. You. Why?
What the fuck do you think separateness is, bro?
Okay. If I were to say
Trans duality is two different things. Without separateness, trans duality can't exist.
is not just separateness. Trans duality is two separate things that are inherently opposing one of another. They're not just it's not just because they're separate that they're that they represent yin and yang. It's because they're both separate and inherently go against each other that they're yin and yang.
Yes, but without separateness, they cannot exist to begin with, boy.
Okay, these are two different arguments. You can say that whenever she came, then trans duality came, but I'm saying, okay. These are two separate arguments.
She has a factor of trans duality, so she is trans duality.
You can say that with her came trans duality, because with her came the koi fish, but you can't say that she is trans duality. Like, you see how these are two separate arguments, Jera?
I don't think you understand it, boy.
If you want to scale her above trans duality, then that's okay. But you cannot use her as a measure of trans duality. Because she's not. She just created it.
But, boy, did you hear what you just said?
Okay. I'm not gonna
She
go.
created it.
Yo, wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
I'm not gonna.
Jared. Alright. He's basically saying it doesn't matter if she created it. She can scale above it. That's perfectly fine. But she can't embody it. There's nothing showing that she's embodying it. She can't embody yin and yang. She just can't. She can't be another yin and yang.
Okay, I get it. Then I understand what you're saying now, boy.
Did I misinterpret that, boy?
No, you said it right. So this wouldn't be another layer into trans duality. Now this is just a character who happens to scale above someone who's trans, who represents trans duality.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't be another layer into trans duality.
But what I'm not understanding is why can't she be an aspect of trans duality because she created it? A creator can't create anything without the product. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't create something out of nothing if I don't have it. I have to have it.
Okay, so you're saying that because she's scaled above them, that she would be.
No, I'm saying she has to have an aspect of trans duality because she made it. You can't make nothing out of something. You can't make something out of nothing.
I mean, these are concepts. That's referring to matter. That's the law of I forget what it is, but that's referring specifically to creating and destroying matter. That doesn't have anything to do with concepts. So I don't know why you're bringing that up.
Wait, I'm confused.
You said you can't create something from nothing. That law only applies to matter, not concepts.
Yo, do you understand, J-Rock? J-Rock?
I can create J-Rock. I can create a
One
concept
sec.
right
He
now
said.
by
He said one
making
sec. He
up
said
a
one sec.
random number. Okay.
He said one sec.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a text to make me after. Listen, bro, Kuzan. I don't do high tiers, all right, man. That's why I'm getting, you know.
These niggas aren't. Your watch isn't even a high tier.
Well, like I haven't dealt with trans dualities since anything. I haven't dealt with anything over like multiversal in so long.
Yeah. This nigga could argue this so much better, and he's just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, what I was planning on arguing is that like she wouldn't be above in like existence or anything. I was gonna argue some because it's equal stats. So if this falls through, then I'll end up probably just doing something else, a different line.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Copycat left for a little bit.
Do you want to finish this later?
Copycat.
Oh no, he's
dipped.
still here. Oh.
He's here, but he dipped. I don't know where he's at. He's doing something. Wait, what goes on?
Yeah,
Did I
he
say
went to go
something dumb?
talk to someone. He went to go talk to someone because there was someone like in his mic. You know?
Oh, Copycat's back.
Oh, okay.
Cause
Yeah,
I say
so where did we
something
leave
dumb?
off? Because my
I'm so
Wi-Fi was
confused. Where we left off is you said you can't create something from nothing. I said that law only applies to matter, not concepts.
Oh, okay.
And then more evidence for that.
That.
And then more evidence for
My
that
bad.
is that I can create a concept anytime I want. There's like literally a website you can go to where it will generate you a number that's never been conceived ever in all of history. So that would be a new concept by me reading that big ass number out. So like I can create concepts from nothing, which means she doesn't inherently have to even.
Do it.
Well, what I'm saying is that she doesn't inherently have to even have transduality in her to be able to create it, because like I said before, you can't create something from nothing only applies to matter, not concepts.
Yeah, but with your analogy in itself, that computer has to have that number to even show you the number. So this woman cannot create this unless she has it. You can't. That's what I meant by
Okay,
that.
I'll
Not
give
like
you-
the matter shit.
So do you know, like, okay, so I'm
Wait.
sure you know what transduality is, right, Gerard?
Yeah, no shit. Yin yang and all that.
Okay, yeah. So it has to do with yin and yang. So if you're in a void of nothingness,
hmm
can you have transduality? I would
necessarily.
I would say no, because
No,
you must
not
have
necessarily.
two forces opposing each other. That's what yin and yang is. So if you have nothing, there are no forces opposing each other. Now, let's say she exists in that void. Even then, unless you can prove she inherently is going against that void, even then she wouldn't represent yin and yang. Now, she can create a world that can create the concept of yin and yang, but she doesn't have to inherently have yin and yang already in her, because the concept of yin and yang is created by the world you're in, because the yin and yang in one world can be completely different from the yin and yang in another, because at the end of the day they're just opposite forces. So this is just more to tie in that she doesn't have to have it in her, so she can still scale above transduality. That's cool, but this wouldn't pitch you another layer into transduality. Now you just have a character that happens to be stronger than transduality.
Alright. I think, well, not that I want to conclude, but I feel like I'm just going to say the same thing over and over again. So,
Yeah, we could conclude. Actually, we could just stillman this or whatever you want to
Alright.
call it.
Cool.
This we'll just leave it like this,
Alright.
and we'll just move on. So the next.
Do you have any more contentions?
Okay, so as of right now, for me at least, you have, what would this be like? What is this? Rava and Vata.
Vata.
Is that how you say it?
No, it's Vatu, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. By the way, so you have one layer into transduality, or you not even into it. You just have transduality.
Yeah, in your opinion, yeah. If your argument.
Yeah.
is
Oh
good.
yeah. By the way, before I even like go into all this, I have like one more issue because I don't want to just like not bring it up. It says who's Vata? Who's Vatu? By the way.
Who's Vatu?
Yeah, who's Vatu?
That's like her inherent equal. Like they're light and dark. Like they're always fighting.
Okay, so
But if anything, she's stronger than him because like she's been whipping his ass for 10,000 years.
I would, yeah, you can present me context for that. Like you can give me proof for that.
Oh, you want me to see?
Yeah. By the way, so in my opinion, I've debunked the face woman being a layer into transduality, and then I'll go on to the Rava point, which I forgot to contend. It explicitly states that they want those two people to represent transduality. So like Rava by herself wouldn't be yin and yang. So I would just say that would be my debunk to your other layer into transduality. So now you have one layer, not even one layer in. You just have one layer of yin and yang, one layer of transduality. So that's just outerversal. So now you have an outerversal feat.
Fuck, is Kuzan still there or is he still gone? Because it's gonna take me a minute.
Kuzan's here.
It's because like I'll look for it. I'll tell you. They fight every. Fuck, I think it's every 50,000 years, but they're in a constant state of battle. And Rava has been winning for 50,000 years, so she was just inherently stronger than him. And then like Avatar, and then one of the avatars fucked it up, and that's why he was here. Let me see. Damn.
Yeah, so essentially, right, whenever like one of them wins, so let's say like Rava won, there would be like goodness over the realm for a certain period of time. I forgot the exact thing. And then like when whatchamacallit, when like the other nigga won, there'll be like darkness over the realm. But she's been whipping his ass for 500,000 years or whatever the number was. But like one time she got messed up because the avatar's a bitch, and like so then there was like darkness over the realm for a time.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't really care about that.
That's what I'm saying. She's just inherently stronger than him.
That's cool. She can be stronger than him. That doesn't really affect my argument that like they both are the representation of yin and yang. So as of right now, what you have is you have baseline outerversal. We have someone who is stronger than like unquantifiably higher than an outerversal character. Then you have another character unquantifiably higher than that character.
And then, in my opinion, I think I have Rava over the Mother of Spirits, who, in my opinion, is still transduality, and she scales above the fish, who is transduality within itself. So I would say I have two layers, but in your opinion, I have one. We can move on.
Okay, so yeah, in your opinion, you have two. In my opinion, you only have baseline outerversal. So we can move on. And moving on to my scaling, it's just like, this is equal stats. So Yuha's also outer. And then Yuha...
but before we move on, boy, what I was saying to use that was to get her to have Omni, what's it called? The Omni counter thing, like by multiple layers.
Oh, multiple layers of the Omni counter?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do that. So we could talk about it right now, because I don't want you to move on without something, and then you'd be like, oh, I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, okay, we can do this. So...
That's why I asked you, do you agree with the website? Because this is what Yang Yang gives you.
In other universes, electricity manipulation requires you to be mentally stable, absence of emotion, blah, 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 the requires separating the engines of yin and yang. Okay, so can you show me like Rava using this yin and yang manipulation in character?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, I'm asking, like, you're saying she has this Omni something. Can you prove they use it in character, this Omni counter? Can you prove it's either one passive or two they use it in character?
I mean, the way I would say it is she fights Vatu, who would have these same hacks, and they just usually like headbutt each other. So like they don't really need to. How do I say it? Like they use it passively, basically, because they just like they're equal, so they just headbutt each other all the time.
Okay, so your evidence for them having passive Omni counter is that they headbutt each other and they're equal.
Yeah, because they're equal, so like it's not like how do I say it? Like she doesn't need to like use it not use it inherently, but like display it inherently, because this is somebody who is her equal. So like we don't necessarily see it because she's fighting somebody who is her equal, but it is still going on. It's still happening.
So she is his equal, but she's been whooping his ass for 500 1,000 years.
She was his equal when he was when he had an advantage, basically.
So they're not equals, and you can't prove that they use Omni Counter because one, I don't even know if you could prove Omni Counter even exists in their universe because you just got this from a superpower wiki.
Superpower wiki.
So one, I don't think you could prove that even in Avatar verse Omni Counter exists. Two, they're not equal. So for you to inherently prove that they would both have to be using it in order to stalemate, or not even stalemate, because they don't stalemate. You said she was whooping his ass for 500 years. So for you to prove that, like, you would have to prove they're equal to even give a good argument for why one of them would, or both of them would have to be using it passively. And then also that would tie into your argument for them using any character. So if you believe those aren't proper debunks, I mean, like, we can just move on.
So they're equal in their most recent parts because hold on, I gotta find it. Let me find the clip. I'm not even gonna say anything. You know, why can you never get links from like Did I Red YouTube app? I'm never on.
I'm gonna get my water bottle.
I gotta go to fucking. Hold on, I gotta go to Safari.
Okay.
What is this video called?
I'm gonna tell y'all this now. Knowledge is getting slammed on his head. Respectfully.
Who the fuck is Knowledge?
The guy.
That's the guy that Copy's going up against.
Oh, you're just text evading him?
No, it's
No,
that like
he's in the tournament.
yeah. I'm basically saying he's gonna get slammed on his head.
Okay. I was fucking Soul Flare that left.
You were fucking soul. What?
I said, was that fucking Soul Flare that? I don't think I said fucking. I'm not even gonna argue that.
You said fucking. No. You
No,
definitely
I said,
fucking.
was that Soul Flare that left? I don't remember saying fucking.
You definitely said fucking.
Nah.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I keep like about to ask you dumb questions. But there's this thing called harmonic convergence, and it's when like all spirits get like an amp because like the portal opens, and Rocky takes advantage of this by like getting inside an avatar, so he's his own avatar, and then Korra does the same thing, and they're both being amped by the same thing. They're both on equal terms, and then they even clash with their what's it called? I sent the scan. So this is when they're equal. I wasn't talking like when she was whipping ass for 10,000 years. I'm talking about this. Like this is the most recent version of Rava, and they're equal.
So this
That's what I'm saying. You don't really, you don't really see it because they're equal.
Okay, so before this
Yeah,
equal amp, Rava was stronger. But after
Yeah,
they
and now
both
they're
get
equal.
this equal amp, they're equal.
Mhm.
You see how that doesn't really make sense?
Oh my bad. And because what's it called? Rava was weakened before this, and then they're just being equal. Because Rava got weakened before this, and then they got an amp, and then it's just like two unquantifiables canceling out each other. So then they were equal.
Okay,
and then
that's
it's even dispelled because they beam clash.
Okay, that's cool. So this what you're showing me. So what you just told me is Rava was weakened, then they both got an equal amp, and now they're equal.
Yeah, it's two unquantifiables canceling out each other.
Okay, that's cool. So this doesn't really go against my argument because the only reason that I don't want to make a positive claim here and say like the only reason they were equal is because she was weakened. But if she was weakened and then they both got the equal amp, and then we know before she was weakened that she would beat his ass consistently, and then now after she's weakened and then they both get an equal amp, that now they're even, I would just say the only reason they were even in this instance is because Rava was previously weakened. So she would still consistently be stronger than him. So it wouldn't actually affect my argument.
So then, but what I was saying is, you remember how he was debating Jiraiya?
Huh?
Remember how I was talking about you about the Jiraiya thing?
Like from Naruto?
Yeah, because I'm gonna give you an analogy real quick.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so you know how there's mental amps in Naruto, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so there's, for the sake of my argument, we know we get mental amps in Naruto, right?
Yeah.
But then we also know you can get mental debuffs if you're like fighting a student or like you're doing something sad because chakra is spiritual. You understand, right?
It wouldn't be a debuff. It would be you
I
restricting
think you could.
yourself.
Yeah.
You
I
wouldn't be
think it's a
getting
debuff.
weaker. You would just be.
I don't
holding
even want to
back.
get into Naruto. I don't even want to get into Naruto. Just take my analogy. Let me ride, please.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, I think there's whatever the fuck. So, I think it would be the same thing as Jiraiya. When he's fighting Nagato, he is mentally debuffed because he is fighting his student, but the mental amp is unquantifiable on top of that. It would just make him, I would say, it would just make him equal because it's just two unquantifiable. So he would still be at his regular power. There's just two unquantifiables negating each other. So this makes him weaker, but this is just making him stronger. So he's still at base power, if you understand what I'm saying. Same thing with Rafa.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
It's just, it doesn't matter because they're both like, it's just two unquantifiables. They're same power, just the same power.
okay, here's the issue: is that it's not necessary. Only one thing's well, I don't want to say only one thing is unquantifiable, but we have. So here's the issue: is that we have previous knowledge that whenever neither of them are debuffed, neither of them are amped, Rava consistently beats this character.
Mhm.
You already agreed that they got an equal buff. Now, you also told me that Rava had a debuff before she got the equal buff. Now, this would be telling me, and then right after that, instead of just like, because like if we're looking at this logically here, because you can't prove the other dude got a bigger buff, because you already conceded that the buff they got was equal. So if she were to previously be consistently beating this guy up, and then they were to get an equal buff, she should still be beating him, but she's not. So we'll have to think, why is that? And then you tell me that she was debuffed before getting the equal buff that they both got. So what I'm telling you here is that she would, and if it wasn't for that debuff, she would be still more powerful than him. So because of this, she still would just be consistently stronger than him. And because of this, your argument about your Omni negation, or it was Omni counter, would fall apart because you couldn't prove they would have to use it. You couldn't prove they use it passively, and then your argument for why they would even use it in the first place would be defeated. And then you haven't even proved. Well, I feel like I'm shotgunning you, but like still, there's also the other point to contend that does this power even exist in the Avatar universe? You just got it from a superpower wiki. You can't prove it's canon to the verse. So these are my issues. Now, if you feel like we're getting circular, you can address one of my other points, or we can just move on to my scaling.
Wait, say that one more time?
The entire thing?
No, the circular part.
Oh, if you feel like we're getting circular, you can address one of my other points, because I don't want you to feel like I'm shotgunning you. The other points would include if this Omni power would even exist in the Avatar universe, because you haven't proven it's canon. You just got it from a superpower wiki. Or we could just move on to my scaling.
Can you hear me? Shit is back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So we can move on. I just want to say this. What the fuck? We can move on. I just want to say it one more time. So basically what I'm saying is, Rava is weakened, and then they get an equal boost. But Ratu is now stronger than he ever was before, because Rava never got weaker. So now we know that not Rava. Fuck me. Ratu never got weaker. Now he has another amp on top of that. So now he would just be above Rava. But now we know Rava is debuffed. So then we get this equal amp on top of that. That would just mean that this amp is so large, she can now match a stronger Ratu, which would be stronger than her normal base. I was just saying that it's too unquantifiable, so it really doesn't matter. That's what I meant. in a sense, but we can move on now.
Okay, yeah, we can just I gotta get circular. So we can just move on to my scaling.
Mhm.
So my scaling would be under the presupposition that you only have baseline outer versal with no omni counter. Okay,
Mhm.
and then like I guess my win con would just be that like none of your hexes works on Yuha, because I can provide the scan. Give me 1 second. Gotta get
Boy, I ever told you I like debating you. You challenge my fucking brain fucking cells. You make me have to come up with shit I don't even know.
Let's see here. We got Quincy's big ass ego, can give himself power, can undo his death.
And nigga, Yuha is ass. Shut up.
Come on, bro. Yuha is Yuha is goated, alright? Can see all possibilities, can manipulate matter.
I know nothing about Bleach. Oh my god.
Use powers to alter the future. Took all half blood Quincy's. What is it? Predicts things on people can't hit him. Wait, is this the thing I'm looking for? No, that's the wrong one. Only the fate of Quincy's. Fuck, where is the statement, bro? I'm trying to find his statement.
Let me see that fat scaling.
Can see the. Oh, I got it. Good scans. So he says, now that my eyes are open, from this moment I can see everything that will unfold in the distant future. I know everything that I see, and all the powers I know take my side. So this means anything he sees is his. Any hacks you use is his. Not only that, they cannot be used to defeat me. Now before you say, well, he can't see my hacks, he couldn't technically see Ichibe's hacks, but he was still able to negate it. So basically none of your hacks will work on him.
I only have one contention with this, honestly.
Okay, what's your contention?
So he says, now that my eyes are open, blah blah blah, I can see everything. Everything I know takes my side. When he says everything I know takes my side, that would give me the interpretation, not that if he sees it, he takes his side, but if he knows what it is, it takes his side. So then my thing would be, he doesn't know what this ability that Rob is using is, so he wouldn't know how to counter it, basically.
Okay, so if it was just that one thing, that would make sense. He says, all the powers I know take my side. But then if you look right above, he says, I can know everything I see.
He knows everything works.
So what he's saying is anything I see, I immediately know. And anything I know takes my
How
side.
the fuck do you see that?
Right above it. Right one panel higher. Not one panel, but like one little section. You see
Oh, I can know everything I
that I
see.
see. So
You think he can understand a concept, like a platonic concept? Is basically what he's saying?
what are you trying to say?
You think he can, that's what I'm saying, you think he can conceive a platonic concept?
I think that because this is equal stats, anything that your character can conceive, my character can. Because
No, I don't think that's how equal stats works.
Okay.
I think it's equalized stats, not conceivability.
Okay, so can you prove that your character would just inherently scale above, like in existence?
That's what I was trying to prove if my other scaling goes through.
Okay, so
That my hacks is
at
just above his.
so then at this moment in time, that debunk wouldn't work, is what you're saying.
I'm confused. Say that again.
Okay, so if my argument is based on me already debunking all your stuff,
Mhm.
and your character is just baseline outer versal, then he can conceive anything they can do.
Outer versal too?
This is equal stats.
Oh no, my bad. He can conceive outer versal things.
This would be equal stats? Or are you trying to say
That's
Ravo
the
can't
problem.
conceive outer
I don't
versal
think
things?
that conceivable. I don't think that equal stats makes it that you can conceive something.
Okay, I'm just telling you that if your character isn't like an entire existence tier above Yuha, your character and all their abilities would be baseline outer, and then presented with the facts that like Yuha is able to conceive Ichibe's hacks, because obviously if he couldn't, Ichibe's hacks would affect him. That would mean that he could also perceive your abilities as well.
This all just stems on whether you debunked my thing or not, really.
Yeah, because that's what I'm
Alright,
going
so
off of.
do you, like, honestly, so then I don't want to get circled. Do you want to conclude like the entire debate? Because then this is all that
No,
matters.
I'm not going to conclude off of this that his hacks doesn't work, because that's
Okay.
not exactly a win con necessarily.
And then this point.
No, this point is
I don't know.
valid because I was using it to like any. Well, are you really only arguing like one hacks?
What do you mean? Oh, I mean,
This is just to negate all your hacks. That's what this point is about.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if my argument about the Omni counter doesn't go through, then there's really no point for me to argue it. But I'm arguing as if my thing did go through.
Oh, you're arguing as if it did go through?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, this point.
Well,
It doesn't, like,
okay, so
it's
I'll
gonna
just
get
tell
circular.
you if I fail at my debunks, then like, I guess you win. Like, because like I'm not gonna argue against like layers in the conceptual, like universal transdual. Like, I don't feel like arguing that. So we'll just go by if I gave proper debunks.
All right, so,
to your
so then if you properly debunked it, where would this go?
This would just mean that none of your hacks would work on them.
Okay, so then do you have anything else, or is it?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm gonna say more. I mean, but like,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Lay that scaling on the table. Let me see it.
Okay. Wait, why am I in the wrong car arc? I'm in the fuck. I'm
Put
in
that
the
scaling on the table right now.
thing.
Put it down. Boy,
Okay,
let me see your
buddy.
scaling.
Okay, buddy. Listen, man, I have.
Oh, you want to see your penis?
Yeah,
Okay,
bro, you
bro.
really
Okay,
challenged
bro.
my brain cells, bro. You challenged the fuck out of my brain cells.
So like,
God.
I would just like argue that like I can send the scans that like I have two win cons. So like, I'll just tell you my first one is that like, Yuha, your character will be fighting two outerversal beings at once, and since Yuha is outerversal himself, and then Yuha will also be fighting your character in the future, then like he would just like, it would almost be like he's jumping your character, and he would just fucking kill your character. Like, you have any like issues with that?
In my fucking triangle, if my scaling is still.
People.
It doesn't really matter in the future.
Well,
Yo,
I'll
bro,
wait
your
till
mic-
your Wi-Fi is acting a little weird. But
Yo.
I'll get my my stuff.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yo, yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one more time, bro. You said he's
So
like jumping my character or something?
yeah, so U-Haul has the ability to affect the future as well as the present. So basically, he would be attacking your character in not 2 rounds. He would be attacking your character like 2 times at once, in a sense. Like, your character wouldn't just be fighting the Yuha in front of him, but also the Yuha that has yet to come. And
Really fucking confusing.
I'll just send you scans, and then like I'll explain it after I send the scans. We got this one. Wait. Then we have.
Come on, don't beat my ass.
Okay, bro.
I'm trying to scale my character here. I got a nerd on the phone. So like, are
Okay,
you basically
here we
saying like
go.
he just jumps in the future and he
Yeah,
just like
so-
jumps my fucking character?
So it says that. So here I demonstrate 1 feet of Yuha like on the bottom panel is Yuha actively breaking Ichigo's Bankai. So that's just proof that he can do that. And the top is him giving an explanation. Is that what he says is the Almighty is not the power to see the future, it is the power to alter the future. Now he can also see the future as well, but that's like 2 separate things. He And he says, "Do not fear. It's no different from the powers that you two have." He says, "Just as you two can only intervene with the moments you see before your eyes." There's another scan. I don't know if I have to get it. I'll just hope you take my word for it. He says, "I can intervene with the future." So what he's saying is the same way you can touch your monitor, J-Rock, is the same way he can touch a monitor in the future. So he can hurt your character just as easy in the future as he can in the present. It's almost, there's no difference to him. And then the
that
bottom
makes
one,
a lot of sense now.
and then the bottom one is just evidence of that he's done it
Okay.
before, because he said, I broke your fucking bond.
Right. Alright, so then I'll just steel man it for the simple fact because I still think my thing would just negate this, but I'll just steel man.
Okay, and I have another I have another win con that I just think is funny, so I'll just try to do it to you.
Does he like fuck my character in the ass, or like what's up?
So like, I'll just do this, like, well, like,
Does he sexually harass my character?
I have a question, dude. Like, does like the spirit, like, how long does your spirit live for?
It's lived like since existence started. Like I don't think it's immortal. I would just say.
Is there any statements that says it's immortal, or do you just believe it's immortal because it's lived for a really long time?
I mean, like that's such a weird thing to ask.
Oh well,
Like-
I need it for my argument, because so this is my other win con, is that he can touch your character and give him like a penis, like a little penis amount of of power, and then eventually your character is gonna die. So even if like hypothetically you could stalemate for like years and years at a time, like it says right here that like that he can touch you, and then whenever you die, all the power returns to him. And he says specifically, those who he touched do not live for long. Meaning that like if he touches you, you're guaranteed to die soon. Also, because he gave your character power, he can like also just like kill your character, just like he does with the Quincy's. I can show you a scan of that. Like at any moment, he can take his power back.
Like how old they are. That's so weird.
I mean, like, it doesn't have anything to do with the age necessarily, because it just states that, like, if you get touched, like, you're not living for long. Basically. Like how old you can live has nothing to do, because, like, Soul Reapers can live for thousands and thousands of years. Like, these people aren't just dying of natural causes, you know? They're like these people are supposed to live for thousands of years, and they're dying in, like, days, hours, years. Like less than like 0.1% of their lifespan. And then I can
just like because that's so weird, boy.
Oh,
Like, I would just have to, like,
also, I'll just
go ahead.
cool. Also, I'll just present one more hacks that, like, even if my other scaling doesn't go through, I can probably just argue this one. This would just be another Steelman, I guess. So there's a character like basically Yuha has all the abilities of all the Quincy's. Now, and there's just one Quincy in particular that even if he can't conceive the danger, that he can still passively not be hurt by the danger. So let's say like your argument of you being like a conceptual level higher than my character goes through. He wouldn't have to conceive your character for your character to not be able to hurt Yuha, because because there's this other character that's kind of like, he's kind of like the wonder of you. I can show the Quincy and the explanation of their ability, but they don't actually have to conceive the danger for them to block it. So like it would just like, you know, he would just passively block like any attack you would try to like throw at him. So even if it's like conceptually higher or whatever the fuck, I'll get that real quick. And by the way, like this isn't like can he use it in character or not, because it's a passive ability. It's been shown to be passive. It's not. If it wasn't passive, the ability wouldn't really make much sense. So I can just go get that as well. Quincy, Stern Riders. I forget which one it is. Fuck, it's one of the gay ones.
As of the age thing, or like, oh my bad, the immortality thing, like you're asking, my character is like literally beyond identity, so like they wouldn't even like be bound by the concept of time and shit. So like they would just live forever.
Give me 1 second. That I don't need to explain myself. An enemy
I don't want to shotgun you though.
is it? Yeah, enemy. An enemy is an enemy or a scene, no matter where they attack. Okay, here we go. So, we got this.
Well, how long has this debate been?
I don't know, like an hour,
Shit.
maybe. Not even
that's
an hour
comfortable.
actually. It's probably only been like. I'll check. I'm recording. I know it's been an hour. I lied to you. My bad.
Bitch.
Give me 1 second. So this is just like them saying that like even if they can't perceive it, it can't hurt them. This is another scan saying that even if it's not like animate, so like, even inanimate things that have no will also can affect it, like swords, for example. And Yuha absorbed this dude because he has all the powers of all the Quincy's, which would include this Quincy. So yeah, and that's just to give Yuha that passive shit. So what's your issues now?
This is just my bad. Oh, for the first one, you said like the immortal thing.
Yeah.
My character like is just here. I'm gonna send it to you because I'm just gonna say shit and you're gonna ask for evidence. So I'm just gonna get it first.
All right, that's cool. BB, message me.
Hold on, give me 1 second, my boy.
All right. Yeah, I think he's got called.
The boy, how the fuck did they stop this nigga in the manga?
I'm not gonna tell you.
How the fuck do they kill this nigga?
I'm not gonna tell you.
You watch?
Cause
Yeah, that
like
was pure plot armor.
like all I remember, I
No,
caught him.
I'm like serious.
Like,
The way they killed him
'cause,
was
like, the
pure
last-
plot armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
My bad. I had to go outside. Some repairman came over. I didn't want to hear him talk about me here like nerd shit.
All right.
All right. So you said the immortality thing, and my counter to that was oh fuck, I was getting the evidence for that. See, this is why I need to stay on fucking topic.
bro, I read up to the part where he breaks this nigga.
Listen, Kame, I'm gonna mute you, bro. Be quiet. Well,
What?
I can't, because it's your server, but just don't talk while the debate's happening.
Okay. So you can you hear me? Just
Yeah,
fuck.
I can hear you.
Alright. So you remember when I showed you the beam clashes?
Yeah.
That's when Korra had became in the author's words like the embodiment of Atman, and Atman is a Hindu concept that is beyond identification and identity and shit like that. So I would just say like your thing relies on time, and they're beyond time because of identification and shit. So like they just live forever.
Beyond identification, and how does that get them above time again?
Because identity is above time and space.
Well, like the issue, with Yuha's hacks isn't necessarily dependent on like time per se. Like the way they don't.
I mean, but bro, it is. He says like he makes them die faster. That has to do with time.
Wait, give me 1 second. There's more. Oh shit. Is my shit still recording? Yeah, it is. Okay, I gotta delete some stuff on my computer. I'm running out of storage, but I gotta move this shit somewhere else. Okay, whatever. I'll just drop that one, Con, because I can't have this debate going on too long.
Alright, but so we could just leave it right here because
Yeah.
honestly, the next other points are about the Omni counter shit, so we can end it.
We can end it here.
Alright, so then let me conclude first because yours is gonna be longer than mine.
Yeah.
Alright, so in conclusion, I think I scaled my character multiple layers to be exact, 2 layers into transduality. That would get his hacks conceivably above Yuha's. So even if he's able to know everything he sees, he wouldn't be able to conceive the hacks that Rava is using. So therefore, his ability to like use everything against the person wouldn't matter anymore. Hold on, and I also said that the scale above these spirits who are transduality 2 times, all that bullshit, and they are the almighty spirits, so they're the gods, so they transcend these things. And if they have transduality, that means they get the hacks of transduality, which has an ability called Omni Counter. Omni Counter, it's fucking it's like, what do you call it? Within its name, you would understand what it does. It counters everything. Omni. So anything that you have to be able to do would just be countered. Therefore, Robert would just win. As of the, I'm sorry, that's honestly basically it. His abilities are just countered by Omni Counter. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, boy.
Okay, so my conclusion is that I debunked 2 of his transduality scaling. So as of right now, his character only scales to baseline outer, and because of this, he wouldn't be conceptually higher than my character. I also presented at hacks where I said because of this hacks, or an argument I said because of this hacks, even if your character was conceptually higher, they still wouldn't be able to hurt Yuha. He never contended it. I also argued that he has no proof that this Omni Counter even exists in the Avatar universe. He had no contention to that. I gave him multiple times to address it. I then went on to do a separate argument as to why Rava and the other spirit wouldn't be equal, so they wouldn't inherently have a reason to use Omni Counter even if it did exist. They wouldn't inherently have to be using it passively even if it did exist. Oh yeah, because of that, if he doesn't win that, he never actually brought up a win con in his argument. He brought this up in his conclusions, where he said that because he could counter all Yuha's hacks, that he wouldn't be able to hurt him. Bro literally brung that up in the conclusions, so he doesn't even have a win con, as far as I'm concerned. You know, so I guess that would just be my conclusion. Yuha just beats him up in 2 separate points in time. He never contended that as well, and that would just be my conclusion.
That